Duff established herself as a Hollywood heavyweight. The former tween queen's resume boasted a top-rated TV series and 2 hit films. Duff was ready to tackle her next challenge.
I went to a concert that Disney was putting on. There was all these young performers that were my age, and I was like watching them, like that looks like so much fun, and if they can do that, I can do that too, you know. And so I told my mom afterwards. I was like, Mom, I want to be a singer. She was like, oh gosh, here we go again.
We're like, all right. Did you ever sing before? Yeah. Okay. What do you want to sing? I don't know. I just want to sing. That's when Andre Durecki came on the scene.
We had her, 3 or 4 times a week with a vocal coach just so she feels comfortable using her voice. It was really, like step by step from ground up.
Making my first album was definitely scary. I think I did not feel like a singer at all. But being in the studio, I was working with a lot of great people, and I didn't write the music, and I didn't know that it was done any differently. I was just like, okay.
My biggest battle was everybody knew her as Lizzie McGuire. If you said Hilary Duff, they're like, Hilary, and then said Lizzie oh yeah. So I said, the first thing I want to work on is getting Hilary Duff out there, because, Lizzie is a Disney brand, and I didn't want to have that Disney stamp on her for the rest of her life.
While working on her album, the performer did double duty. Duff went for laughs in the ensemble comedy Cheaper by the Dozen, starring Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt.
Being with Hilary on a daily basis when we were shooting the first Cheaper, there were just kids in any neighborhood we were shooting in waiting to speak with her, see her.
It's kind of funny. I'll walk out after a scene, and there'll be people waving for autographs, and I realize it's Hilary standing behind me.
The film wrapped in June 2003, but Hilary had no downtime. She stepped right into the slippers of her next movie role with former Lizzie McGuire director Mark Rossman.
It's a contemporary version of Cinderella set in Sherman Oaks, the Valley in Los Angeles.
It's really exciting. I get to wear a pretty dress, and you get to dance, and it's fun. We just met
like 3 weeks ago when we started shooting.
It's good. We're friends, and the whole cast is really cool.
Hilary was a pro, but not when it came to canoodling for the camera.
The Cinderella kiss, the kiss that ends the movie.
We did the kiss 3 days into shooting, so it was a little weird.
So we had 3 hours to shoot with her at night, and a very complicated shot, and it had to be very emotional. It was the climax of the movie, the big kiss. And here she is 15, Chad is 22, and so we go to shoot this, and we see as they're starting to kiss that Hilary is, a little uncomfortable. She's kind of pushing back, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we never really rehearsed this.
Not now.
I invited Chad and Hilary to come into my trailer. I said, you know what, I want you two to kiss. While I'm watching, I will represent the hundreds of extras that will be there.
So we go in the trail and they're practicing. He's sitting there saying, okay, do that again. I'm like, Mark, why don't we step out and just let the 2 kids talk for a little while.
And finally I said, okay, I'm now going to leave the trailer and you guys just kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss until you're so sick of it that you become bored with it. We got them up there and we shot and shot. I was nervous. Here's the end moment. I'm going, ooh, do we have it? Do we have it?
Austin, what are you doing?
I'm going to sit down and watch.
And finally, they give the kiss to end all kisses.
Stop it.
Duff finished a Cinderella story on August 25th. The next day, her debut album, Metamorphosis, hit stores.
It was just very nerve-wracking. I was very nervous.
Everybody expected, oh, it's going to be another Britney Spears. They just saw, oh, cute girl on the Disney Channel, blonde. It's gotta be, bubblegum pop.
There at times can be a stigma attached and associated with people who are trying to do everything. Immediately, you're kind of starting as an underdog if you were a television star or a movie star and you want to release a song. It's like, oh, here we go again.
I think that the wholesome image for her is always going to be a tough thing. Once people put you in a category, it's a pain.
As it turned out, Hilary made a smooth transition.
We debuted #2, and then went to the #1 spot in the second week.
I think that she certainly had to prove that she could be successful on the pop chart.
I was an actress, and then I started singing, and nobody paid attention to me, and everyone, said things, and until my single came out, and then all the fans supported it. My album came out, and it was, big and sold a lot of records.
Hilary Duff conquered the charts. But could the fledgling pop star pull it off in person? On November 16, 2003, Duff was put to the test at the American Music Awards.
I remember her saying, I don't want to perform live. I'm too nervous. I can't handle it.
I'm really nervous about tonight. It's like all these people that I love are going to be sitting in the audience watching me, and I'm like, I'm a little scared because they've done it so much longer than I have, so.
Like, my mom and I were sitting there and we're like, don't be nervous, but there's nothing you can do about it,
I felt like I was going to throw up. Like, I didn't know what to do. I had rehearsed, and I had everything down, but it was just so nerve-wracking to be on the stage and see all these people sitting in the audience that are multi-platinum selling artists, and I was so petrified, and the music started, and I knew I had to start singing and do it.
She had these huge steps to walk up, and heels about 7 or 8 or 9 inch heels. All I was saying was, Hilary, don't fall. Hilary, don't fall.
She came through with flying colors, and it was one of my favorite performances of hers ever.
And she was different after that. She just took it, and we started touring.
Hilary performed all over the United States and Canada, but reports began to circulate that Duff lip-synced her performances.
We have a live show. We have a live band. It can't get much more live than that. We have tracks of certain loops or keyboard pads. You need that support to make it feel, it just sounds like the record. Everybody does it, from U2 to the Rolling Stones. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Hilary didn't let the controversy bring her down. She quickly began recording her sophomore album while making another movie.
I'd be filming Raise Your Voice during the day, and then going into the studio at night and recording. So I was kind of just scattered everywhere.
Hilary finished shooting Raise Your Voice in April 2004, then jumped right into filming The Perfect Man, co-starring Heather Locklear. But neither movie lived up to expectations.
The Perfect Man wasn't edgy enough for really the older teenagers, and was maybe a touch more mature for the 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, and it kind of fell into a crack there.
Still, Duff had plenty to sing about. Her new album, Hilary Duff, was released on her 17th birthday.
That record came out, and I liked it even more than my first one because I had more control over it. It was more of me. It's a little more rock. It's a little harder sounding, and it's a lot of answers. People have been reading a lot about me this past year in the tablets, and it says a lot on the album.
We sold, I think, a little bit more in the first week than we did with the first one, so I was pleased and happy, and basically the whole circle starts over again. You gotta promote the record. Everybody wants a piece of her.
Coming up, The Odd Couple.
I think I saw pictures of them together first in a magazine, and then when I actually saw them in the neighborhood together, I thought, that's